Yes, people. Hope you are well. Welcome back to GNA TV. I'm your host, Jem. Can you
And
hear me?
I'm Sophia.
And this is Sophia. Cue the intro.
Don't know how I'm here, and it's you that I want to need. Feel your heartbeat. Feel somewhere you're looking good. Feel your heartbeat. Feel somewhere you're looking good.
Yes, people. Welcome back to GNA TV. I hope you are all well. I hope you're all having fun. You're healthy. Wherever it is you're doing across the world. I thought you couldn't hear me at the beginning because you keep having problems with your earphones.
It's
So I
actually
was like,
completely fine today. It's really weird.
so when I went Jem, I was like, can she hear me? I was panicking. And he was like, I'm Sophia. I was like, yes. People already saying welcome already. Jeremiah is in the house. Yo, Jim. Yo, Sophia. Prime says, let's
No.
go, people. Rocco says, Ladimus. Yeah, he's in the chat. Yo, big up, Jim. Always smash the like button, guys. That does not cost you anything, and he's true on that. Before we move on, people, please smash the like button. Please share, retweet. You know what to do. I ain't going to have to keep going on about it. So, people, today we are going to sum up the Chelsea preview against Everton. Sophia, Everton Chelsea. How are you feeling going into this game? Are you scared? Are you worried? Do you think you're still feeling confident because we're playing very well up to now? 17 matches unbeaten we are. How are you feeling overall about the game?
I wouldn't say I'm scared, but I'm not 100% kind of confident either. Because I know, like you've told me before, they're kind of like our bogey team. It's kind of, we can't really seem to get like a really big, decent win over them. So
No. And to be fair, you're right. It's one of them ones where our record at Everton away is shocking. We've won 1 in 5. We've lost 3. I think we've drawn 1 or something like that. Something ridiculous. And I know we're 70 match unbeaten. People are confident on us going into this game. Why not? I think any football club that wins 17 matches in a row are going to be confident going into any game. It's a reaction. Do you know what I mean? I'm looking forward to it. I think possibly, I don't think it's going to be a walkover. I think they'll give us a game. They are missing, I think, some very key players in Rodriguez and Digne. Calvert-Lewin is in massive form. Is there anyone in the Everton team that actually worries you, like coming up against? You think it could give us a problem?
not at the moment, no. The only one I would be concerned of is Rodriguez, but like you said, if he's out, then he is their big star player at the moment.
He is the big star at the moment. For me, James Rodriguez is one of them like sad stories because he was in such great form when he first started. Yeah, but what always lets him down is he's so injury prone. And like for someone at his age at 29, you've got to bear in mind he's been at Real Madrid, he's been at Bayern Munich. Like they do not let go of them type of players if you're that good, or if there's an issue. For me, I think it was always that he was always in and out of teams because he was injured. And I feel sorry for him because he came into the Premier League and he literally lit it up. Like he was my most informed top signing of the season up to then. And I don't know, it's a shame. But Calvert-Lewin's this season's banging in the goals. He's keeping them up. I don't know where they are in the league at the moment, but they're up there at the moment. They started off really well, didn't they? Where they were like top of the league for a while, and then they lost a couple of games, I think 2 or 3 in a row. Richarlison's always going to be a problem as well. He's a dangerous player. He likes scoring against us as well. What's Doridio saying here? I'm actually worried about the Wolves game more than the Everton game. Do you feel that, Sophia? Do you think that's true?
I don't think so, no. I think we can easily beat Wolves. I mean, we're not like Arsenal.
Did you hear that, people? Not like Arsenal, and I agree. Actually, I was on the terrace earlier today, and they had a go at me because one of the Arsenal pundits was talking about them, and I said exactly what you said at the end of it when we was talking about the Chelsea and everything. I went, hang on, we don't lose games, we're not Arsenal. And then I started getting loads of hate in the comments saying, Jim, don't know what he's talking about. I hope Jim's show goes crap. And it was all Arsenal fans, you know what I mean? Just like literally going mad at me. But Hello, James Bond. Nice name, bro. If you are the original James Bond, yeah, wicked. But hello, Jem and Sophia. I'm guessing no Adam or Ads tonight. No, he is having a break. Yeah, he needs to recharge the batteries. He's feeling a little bit tired today. So, yeah, we'll be jumping on that. I know United and City are playing as well, which is a massive game over the weekend. We'll maybe touch on that a bit later after we finish with the Everton game. In terms of the squad itself, I mean, I don't think we've got no new injuries. From what I've heard, Frank Lampard said that there's no Cho and there's no Ziyech. Other than that, I think everyone else is quite fit. So let's go through the 1 to 11 who we believe should be starting the game. Starting with a goalie. Now, if you end up playing Kepa, me and you are going to fall out.
I guess, yeah.
Who do you want to go?
Mendy, yeah.
Mendy. So Mendy's fit. I agree with that one. What about right back? There's a thing this is something I want to tell you, live viewers as well. Sophia has got a little thing for Ascolafeta. She really likes him as an individual. So, and he hasn't been playing up to now. So, Reece James?
I think he probably will start him because I think, like you said, he's not been playing as Azpilicueta for a while. I think he is probably past it, but I mean, I think he's probably just saving him for kind of like the games, like the easy sort of games. But yeah, I think he's been starting Reece James a lot, so I think he'll definitely stick with Reece James.
Going back to Aspie quickly, obviously he's been very consistent for Chelsea throughout his career. He's always been a starter. Probably one of the best right backs I've seen at Chelsea. I think Ivanovic is definitely up there as well in terms of quality. Do you feel that he is slowly being laid off because of his age, or do you think it's just because Reece James is playing so well that it's keeping him out? What do you think's the issue there at the moment, if there is any?
I probably would say it's his age. I think that's what Chelsea kind of tend to do.
Yeah, I agree. Do you think we'll end up selling him? There's a good chance that next summer you could see him disappearing.
I think, yeah.
Or do you think we'll keep him just to have him as backup? And would Aspie be happy to be his backup? Because for me, he's always been the first person on the team sheet in the past. It gets to a point where, as you get older and new players come in, you start looking at them and you realise that they're going to be the longevity of the football club. And people like Aspie, who have served the club on things, done things, slowly start taking a little bit of a step back. I don't mind it, providing the person that's replacing them is good. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think with Reece James, he's been good. He's been good up to now. So for me, I'd throw Reece James in there. Are you agreeing? Yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
Right, Prime. Who did you become a Chelsea fan? Who's he talking to? Don't know who he's talking about. Hi, I'm new to the channel. I'm just liked and sub. Ghost Tukri, thank you for subscribing, bro. Appreciate it a load. Hassan, Kepa needs to start some games, otherwise we have a Danny Drinkwater 2.0. What is your views on Kepa? Like, do you bench him till the end of the season and hope someone pays a good 30 mil and just cut your losses, or do you just try and make some money back on him and play him some more games and try and get some form back in him so that people look to buy him?
Yeah, I mean, I would probably play him in some pretty easy games. Ones, especially like obviously in the Champions League, ones like if we qualify, or if we're against like a League 2 or a League 1 team, then definitely I'd play him. Just to get his confidence back, and then I think maybe once he has a bit of confidence, just try and sell him. I hate saying that, but
yeah, no, I agree. Look, the thing that gets me with Kepa, he's just not good enough. Like, I think people need to realise it. Even against Krasnodar recently, all right, it was in the corner, but he's just, for me, his physicality, his size, he's just not. I don't know how he got away being a goalie. Like, he can't. If you look at him in the goal, it looks like a 4'10" midget. Like, he can't get anywhere. Like in the corners, like all you got to do is hit it on target. For me, literally get it on target, and you score against him. For me, he's just not good enough. But Ads is it. I'm here, people. Just not well. I'm back tomorrow for Derby Day. Support the GNAT team. by following Sophia and Jem on Twitter, and that is true, people. Reach out to Sophia on Twitter. If you haven't, go onto my Twitter page, and she's tagged in the preview for this game. So yeah, get following her. Prime, how did you become a Chelsea fan? How did you become a Chelsea fan, Sophia? Prime South Skinny.
I was pretty much born one, thanks to my mum, which I'm very glad because my dad is a Liverpool fan. So I'm very glad my mum raised me and my sister to be Chelsea fans.
And is that why you hate Liverpool so much? Because I remember you saying that in terms of the top six, Liverpool's the team you hate the most. Is it your dad that's made you feel like that? Or?
Partly, but I think it's just their players, their fans, just the whole
Base.
I just have nothing good to say about Liverpool. And I used to love Klopp, obviously being a Dortmund fan, but his attitude ever since he managed Liverpool just completely changed. It's just like the Liverpool effect. And I can just go on and on and on just talking about how much I hate Liverpool, but that'll probably get me a lot of hate. But
listen, everyone's got a bit of a hatred for someone in terms of football. For me, it's Arsenal, and Arsenal fans know it, and they hate that. I know that as well, but it is what it is. And if yours is Liverpool, then great. You know, I'm not a big fan of Liverpool as well. I think they're a bit up themselves, to be honest. They've won it. They started winning things the last 2 seasons, and now they think they've been doing it for the last 30 years, but they forget where they've been prior to that. Do you know what I mean? So it is what it is. But anyway, let's not talk about Liverpool. Moving back onto the centre backs. Are we going with Zuma and Thiago Silva, or
I would say I would probably go with that again. Yeah, Zuma's really shown himself recently, and they're both good, solid players.
Do you think Zuma is probably the most informed defender in the league at the moment? Like, has he surprised you this season based upon his form and how he's been playing up to now? Like, did you expect?
I think, yeah. Especially like the last game he played.
He's been immense, and he always seems to play better get next to a leader. If you remember when he first come to Chelsea, he was next to John Terry, and he was having some of his best form at the time. But he always seems to need someone that can control and dictate and tell him this and do that, and it's getting the best out of him, and it's working. So I don't see the point of changing them two whatsoever. Kepa needs to go La Liga. Courtois builds confidence. I don't know if that's even going to help him. Daniel says, think he's asking why Sophia became a Chelsea fan. We just about sussed that one out, didn't we, Sophia, eventually? We really need a backup winger. We're going to get to that in a minute. We're not there yet. We're working our way through the team, but we are going to come to that, Jerizzo, and that is a very good point, bro. A very, very good point. Left back, is there any real discussion there other than Chili B?
Yeah, I don't think so, no. Stick with him, yeah.
It's not even worth talking about, is it?
No.
Now, are we going for a 4-2-3-1 or are we going for a 4-3-3? How we've been playing recently with Kante holding and then the two in front. How do you think?
I would say that's been working well.
Yeah.
I'd say that is probably.
The best
I know
option.
he kind of like alternates, but I think that is at the moment it's doing us really well.
Yeah. Why stop something that's working, eh? As they say. Do you know what I mean? We need to learn that a bit more. Stick to it. If something's working, don't change it. Just stick to it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
he did kind of go through a phase. He was like changing, like the team quite a lot, and there was no kind of like settlement in the team.
Yeah, and it happened a lot last season. If you remember at centre back, I think we changed the two pair about 100 times throughout the season. It was never just one pair. Do you know what I mean? I know Rudiger did, and he came back and we was all like, yes, Rudiger's back. He's going to do well. And he come back and he was just bad. Right. So yeah, it's good to actually have some consistency. So for me in the middle, it's only got to be one man. Is there any other discussion for him other than N'Golo Kante?
Definitely, yeah.
I don't think Jorginho gets a shout, does he, in this game? Or
no, I think he's probably going to head the same way as Azpilicueta.
Really?
I think so, yeah.
Who do you think will buy him?
I definitely don't think anyone in the Premier League. I think he would go abroad.
I agree. He could go back to Italy. That's always a possibility. I think the Italian league's a lot slower. Our game's a lot in high tempo. He should be quick across the pitch. I don't think he has that if that makes sense. I don't think he has that as a player. He lacks pace. I always remember that game against Tottenham where he was chasing Son and Son just left him. It was just him against Son and he ended up scoring. It was like Spurs' greatest goal against Chelsea at the time, if you remember. And then going mad about it, you know what I mean? But
The one that went straight to DVD.
yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, and I think they forget how many semi-finals they've been to and how many times they've come up against us and how many times they've been getting a slapping as well for it. So, we are the best team in London. So what can we say, eh? We're going to come to that, Ghost Trippy. His prediction is 3-1. Yeah, go on. What's your prediction, Sophia, on that?
I'd probably go for 2-1.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be tighter than what we think. I want to say I think we're going to keep a clean sheet. I'm going to go over 2-0. I'm going to go over 2-0. I do, because I think without Rodriguez and Digne, Lucas Digne, I always got his name up. But yeah, him, they're lacking them assists, them long balls that Calvert-Lewin likes getting on the end of. But we'll see. We'll definitely see.
I definitely don't think we'll run away with it. I don't think it'll be really close.
Listen, our record's poor, but then I said that about Newcastle when I had Kendall on here last, and we've done them quite easy. We're a different Chelsea team. We've got to bear that in mind than what we have been in the last couple of seasons as well. Prime says your dad is a Liverpool fan. That title win must have been hell for you.
A bit, but I guess my parents were divorced for 20 years, so I think my mum saw the light in a way. But
yeah, she probably had enough of even chatting Liverpool when your mum probably thought, why did I get with him in the first place? A Liverpool fan. Like. Little Shade is back. Big up to Little Shade. Thanks for joining in. Sour Clan, as I hope you're okay. Yeah. Well, that's true. What else we've got here? Fun fact: Leno played more games and got less CS than Kepa, and you said Kepa's not away as a goalie. What? Fun fact: Leno played more games and got
clean sheet.
Clean sheets. That's it. Then less clean sheets than Kepa, and you said Kepa's got away as a goalie. Oh, okay, I get it now. Yeah, so basically saying Leno's a criminal as well because he's actually has less clean sheets than Kepa, which is surprising to me. I actually didn't know that. So if that's the case, then throw him in the bin as well. But going back to the team lineup, the two in front of Kante, this always seems to spark a lot of questions. Like, especially with someone that I always argue with back and forward about it. But I would have Mason Mount and I want to say Kovacic this time. Do you disagree? Is there a shout for Kai Havertz? Or
He didn't really prove himself in the last game, so he really needs to start proving himself if he wants to start as a regular.
As a regular, and I agree. And do you think with Kai Havertz it's just because he's very young and he's coming into a league that's completely different? I mean, is it much different to the German league? You probably watch a lot more German football than I do, 100% on that. Is the tempo different? What would you say is the difference between the two games, and why do you think Kai Havertz is taking a lot longer than other players to gel?
I think it is a more laid back league. I mean, they get longer winter breaks as well. It is basically the whole league is just Bayern Munich, so there's never any really competition.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I noticed a trend. Not many Germans can survive in the Premier League.
That's true. I'm trying to think who's come from there and played.
I mean, Ballack was probably the best, I imagine.
Yeah, people with a live chat, do us a favour. Try and name a German footballer that's come from the German league into the Premier League and took off. That's a good question for you guys, actually. Try and give us some names, because other than Ballack, I struggle as well. There's not many, is there? I feel like we're missing one big one. Anyway, I'll leave that to them to think about anyway. But yeah, that's true. Guys, like I said, let us know if there's any other German footballers out there that have come from Germany to play in the Premier League and been successful. All we can think of is Michael Ballack. If you know anyone,
Cello was good in his prime, but that was only
he was on in and out though. He wasn't someone like even I put Michael Ballack before him as well. I'm trying to think of like I know Klinsmann came in for Tottenham a very long time ago and he was quite successful, but that was a very long time ago. I'm just trying to think more recent, and there's not many I can think of really, to be fair. But it is what it is. Big up to you, bro. Thank you. Jorginho to Arsenal 2021. Well, they might not be able to get Jorginho if they get relegated, mate. So if they lose to Burnley tomorrow, they'll be a point off relegation zone. So not looking up for Arsenal. Yeah, I agree. Kovacic and Mount. I think Mount's been our most informed 8 at the moment. I think Kovacic has played very well up to now. Do you have a favourite out of the two?
I definitely would prefer Kovacic, but that's just me. He just always seems to, like, every game he plays, to me, he just proves himself all the time. I'm so glad that we got him from Real Madrid.
Yeah. I mean, I like Kovacic as a player, but the thing with me that I wasn't sure on was Kovacic playing in a further forward 8 role. We've seen him always play in the 2 and then push forward with the ball, which I love about him, driving with the ball, open up the play. I was always questionable because I've not seen. I think the things that let Kovacic down for me is his end product. It's definitely his end product. Are you there, Sophia? I think she's gone, guys. Hello. I think she's got a bit of a connection problem. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I'm back.
Yeah, I can hear you, but your screen is frozen. It's just you frozen right now.
Just had a bit of a internet went for like
let me
2
pull
seconds.
you in and out.
It's really weird.
Yeah. There we go. Your internet's gone a bit weird, isn't it? It happens.
It was a bit weird, yeah.
It happens. Little Shay shouts out 4-0 win to Chelsea. Zach Ahmed is in the house, so Sophia looking beautiful and gorgeous again. This man is really picking you up, isn't he? The last 2 times now, I think he's.
By the looks of his picture, he's a Liverpool fan, so.
I know. If only you knew. If only you knew. If only you knew your hatred for him. As is passionate, his reaction to Leipzig, so the Gem was enjoying it. It was funny. It was very funny seeing ads go absolutely mental. I'm not going to lie. Are you confident of beating Everton? And what's your prediction? We've given our predictions. I've said 2-0. Sophia said 2-1. Are we confident? Yeah, there's no reason not to be confident. We have to, based upon our form. But moving on, just shout out to Will because he's here. Yo, welcome, Will. Who do you think leads the front three? Like, who would you play as your ideal front three based upon what you've seen?
It depends, really. Because that's another one that changes quite often.
Yeah.
Here's our last one. I mean, I'm happy with either, really.
Yeah.
That either's fine with me. It's not really. I mean, I know we've had troubles with that position in like the past, but
yeah,
I think either's all right. I think.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think Werner would be good. Timo Werner, Abraham, and who else we got? Giroud.
Yeah, he's kind of like the super sub.
Yeah, Pulisic. I'd definitely say Pulisic.
And then Pulisic is another one that kind of, he's another injury prone. He's another one you need to be quite careful of.
I don't know what's going on with this. I'm having problems at the moment with this. It's going
I'm glad it's not just my internet.
No, we've been having problems on StreamYard at the moment as well. It's been driving me absolutely mad, to be fair. But we move on. Yeah, I mean, it's a strong enough team, isn't it? Let's be fair. We've been playing well. I don't think we should change too much. So yeah, we'll take it from there.
But Werner's good because he has like the fast pace, but But I think they're all pretty equal. So
Yeah, exactly that. I agree. Is there anyone in the Everton team that worries us?
no one personally stands out for me.
Yeah,
I think they're just kind of like a middle table team.
yeah, I agree. Do
They're
you
not
see them
kind of.
finishing top 6?
I think it depends on like their players and injury wise. I
Yeah,
think if they're all fully fit, especially Rodriguez, I think they will be a challenge for the top 6.
yeah, I agree. I had them down as Champions League. I thought they'd actually get into the Champions League. Obviously, it's not looking like it at the moment. We'll have to see. But I don't know. It's. I just hope we go there and we put in a good performance. I hope we get the victory that we need. And yeah, I don't see why we can't do it. We just have to make sure we turn up and play our game. It's a shame that Hakim Ziyech got the injury he did as well, isn't it? Let's be serious. It's a bit sad. David Wilkinson, calm yourself, Jack. You know Chelsea have gorgeous female fans. I don't know what to say about that. You've got a point. Yeah, I mean, we move on. We don't talk about Kante's form because he's always in form, man. Is
True.
he? I mean, that's
I
true,
would
isn't it?
say so.
He always does like a 8 or 9 out of 10 game, doesn't he? Let's be serious. Indiana's in the house. I rate this guy. Can't lie. It's that tiny guy you got to be careful of. How many sitters will he miss this weekend? Talking about Timo Werner. Yeah, he's
I
got a bit
love
of an
Timo
injury.
Werner.
Yeah, same. I don't know why. He's got so much hate for him, to be honest. But
I don't know though. The amount I see, like just scrolling down Twitter, and I'm like, there's like no need. Me personally, if any player plays bad, like yeah, I can say yeah, you played bad, but to start like, kind of cussing at them, mentioning them, like their Twitter, and be like, like swearing at them and all this like hate towards them, I'm like,
has he missed too many sitters though? Let's be serious.
I wouldn't say too many. He has missed a couple, like really easy ones, but the only thing that I'm concerned about, I just hope it doesn't knock his confidence. Or that'd be another big problem for us.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. As Fred is nowhere near as good as Kovacic, it's a disgrace they are in the same sentence. Do you agree? Do you think Fred's in Kovacic's? No.
No, sorry.
Yeah, Ads has got a bit of a thing for Fred. To be fair, it's them two go back and forwards as they are right now. I think every comment here. Werner masterclass tomorrow. This is Jake McAllister.
I hope so.
Kovacic has been brilliant when he comes on. That's very true. No StreamYard is killing me as well. Yeah, it's talking about StreamYard there's been problems with StreamYard. Just trying to see if there's anything the boys want to know. Jim, would you sign Oblak if you could, or stick with Mendy? I'll let you answer that one.
I would have signed Oblak maybe a couple of years ago when we were linked with him. I think Mendy's really showing himself, so I'd probably stick with Mendy.
I agree. I don't see no point of actually replacing him, to be honest. It don't make no sense, especially in the guys in form. It's actually surprised me how well he's done for someone that I don't actually know that well, if that makes sense. It is what it is. Would I turn our Black down if we didn't get Mendy? No, because I would just want Kepa out anyway, so it would have made more sense to get rid of him. We have
your Kepa hate does hurt me. I come from like a Spanish background, so I'm like.
You actually know how much I actually hate Kepa? Like, have you seen?
I can kind of guess it, yeah. So
have you seen the video? Have you seen the video of me that I've made on Kepa?
No, yeah, no. I probably shouldn't watch it.
Have you seen it though?
I've not, no.
Oh my god, let's get Prime in here as well. Ladimus Prime, welcome to the show. This is one of my boys from the football terrace, Sophia, Prime, Sophia, another Chelsea fan. Join the show. Before we go on to Prime, let's quickly show Sophia. Yeah, and Ad made that of me. How like that's in back that like what do you say to that? It's unbelievable. Like, and it got so many views on Twitter as well. Everyone was so excited to see it. Like, oh my god! They knew how much I hate. The terrace knew it. Everyone on the terrace knew it, including Prime. Prime was actually a lover of Kepa, aren't you, Prime?
No, not a lover. Just I didn't want our fan base to turn as toxic as Arsenal's. I was
That
trying
is
to
true.
bring some
Hang on.
positivity and back my players.
Let's get this straight, Mister. You said that the reason Kepa was so bad is because of the defence in front of him.
No, I said Kepa is not our sole problem. Everything's an issue, which I was proven right at the end of the day. We fixed everything.
Why are you proven right?
I was.
Every time we fixed season,
because we
3 goals against Southampton and 1 goal against Krasnodar.
I didn't say he's not a bad goalkeeper. I said everything is the problem. We fixed everything. Goalkeeper, centre back, we got a leader. We fixed our defensive issues and structures. We're better from set pieces, both defending and attacking. I was right. We fixed everything.
Know about that one, but anyway, we move on. Prime, what do you think about? What do you think about it?
What, terminate Christensen's contract? I wouldn't terminate him. I think we can get like 35 mil, 40 mil for him.
But how do you get that kind of money for a player that's not playing? That's my point.
Yeah, but funny enough, Christensen's a decent defender. He's just not built for the Premier League. He doesn't have the physicality. However, if you put him in Spain or Germany, where the tempo slowed down and he's allowed to, actually play more on the ball and dictate and yada yada yada, I think he'd be okay. Look, there's a reason why in the Champions League, other than that Messi game, he's looked good.
Do you agree, Sophia? Do you think Christensen is good enough to be at Chelsea? From what you've seen,
he was on a roll, but he just kind of like lost it.
I agree. I don't think he's good enough for the team. I think Rudiger, if anything, has shown they've both been, when they've been given the opportunity, they've both turned up. But for me, I would still pick Rudiger over him.
I also think, again, something I keep saying, unless you find that you have a am I getting an echo? Unless you find it, oh fuck off, ads. Unless you find like a titan or a leader of a centre back, like a John Terry or a Silva or Ramos or something, you need to build a partnership. And I don't think the 4 that we had kind of complemented each other, really.
Did you just say Christensen's a good centre back?
Yeah, good for me equals like average. Good, average.
Fair enough.
Is that why you came in?
Chelsea fan who just says something rivals want to hear to be liked by them.
Really? Then why is it that Arsenal fans and Liverpool fans hate me then? That doesn't make sense.
They're doing a better job of defending him than he does of your goal. Facts.
On Christian is our second best centre back. No, he's not. He's not better than Tomori.
On form, Christian is our second best centre back. I disagree, Will. I do not agree with that. I'm sure Sophia don't agree with that, do you?
Second? No, I don't think he's cut out for Premier League.
Yeah, exactly. There's a reason why he looked good in the Bundesliga. Plus, he also played for, where was that, Gladbach? He played either in a back 3 or he played in midfield where he could kind of like dictate the tempo of the play because he's meant to be a good ball player. But other than that physicality, the recovery pace, stuff like that, he doesn't have that for the Prem. But again, if you play him in suited for a partnership, you have him in a partnership that actually works. Yeah, I think he could do well. It's the same thing I have like kind of Lindelof at United. Lindelof is actually a good defender.
Prime, you reading this
Well,
comment? Ads is here.
as
Free
a few Chelsea fans in the first one in the building. Ha 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 ha. Ha ha ha. That's funny.
Prime, this is your chance. I don't know what they're talking about, but there you go.
I already had my chance with Jen. But
1 second. Do you think Peter Cech will get an appearance this season? Sophia, will Peter Cech get an appearance this season?
I personally don't think so. No.
Prime?
no. When we play the FA Cup games in January, is it?
Yeah, but he's still playing Kepa.
No,
Yeah.
I know, but but I'm still going off the assumption that Kepa is going out on loan in January. Maybe, but again, I think Czech is back as like a last resort. But I don't think Frank will play him for.
Does he get in front of Cabby? Does he get in front of Caballero?
Yeah, because Caballero's awful.
Yeah, I
Sophia?
agree.
Yeah, I don't think he's that great either.
I agree. All right, we've done that one. Soph, good luck with the test tomorrow.
Oh yeah, my testing.
Going on it? Are you talking offline right now? What's going on here?
Just from my Twitter feed.
Oh, right, fair enough. I thought Sophia was
About
talking
getting my COVID test.
to the GNA live viewers. That's good.
Oh, you see how ads is protective. Or not
Wait,
ads,
what?
not you ads.
I'm always protective. I am. I'm protective, mate. That's what I'm about. Protect my hosts. But Jem, I also agree he's not good enough and haven't been on form in years. He's talking about Christensen. Who do you guys think we should sign in January? And ads, who should United buy? Okay, so let's start with ads just to clear up United. Who should United buy in January?
That's a good question.
A replacement for Fred, an upgrade on Fred.
No, stop this nonsense. There'll never be a replacement. I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I think
You said there will never be a replacement for Fred.
never.
Do you want to take that back and correct yourself, or that's what you're going with before I answer?
Never.
Okay,
Never.
cool. There will never be a. Okay, never mind.
Never.
Anyway,
Continue.
please.
Upamecano for centre back. I'd take him any day.
Not a bad chat. I hear that. Sophia, who do you think Chelsea, if they do need anyone, should sign in January?
I don't think we need anyone at the moment.
What about wingers? Remember, I saw a comment earlier when we was on here earlier. Someone asked about wingers. So I think we need another winger.
I've gone from a KGB agent to a Spurs fan. That's amazing. That's terror stuff. Yeah, I would have. We do need a winger, but what's weird is like a month ago, Musonda was back in training and stuff like that. He could have been used as a fourth choice winger. Before we sent Moses out on loan, he could have been used as a fourth choice winger. And the last League Cup game we played, not against Spurs, but the round before that, Emerson came off the bench and played as a winger. I think he also played as a winger in a Champions League dead rubber game. So it's like we kind of have options, I think. And we could also switch and play a back three for a few games if it's kind of that desperate. And play with like two floating eights because we've done that before and it's worked.
What about spending some money on Jordan Sancho? Now,
no.
Sophia, I'm going to ask you this one because you're a Dortmund lover. You're also a Dortmund fan, aren't you? Do you think Jordan Sancho would suit Chelsea?
I don't know. I think he should stay at Dortmund.
Why?
I think, again, he's another one. The Premier League, I feel, is a bit too harsh for him. I mean, he couldn't crack it kind of when he was in Man City's youth.
Ooh, what about that?
Can I add on to that? I don't think Chelsea should buy him because you lot will have to bench a quality player no matter what. When it comes to the wingers, you lot have fully got what you wanted already. Like you're always gonna have to bench a class player anyway. And I feel like Sancho will always come first choice. And if he doesn't, then he's going to be benched, isn't it? So I feel like you guys are already all right when it comes to wings. I won't buy him.
Fair enough. I can't.
I would not take Sancho.
But what about these three?
So,
One of them three?
Pundia, Perisic. Again, that was the question I had. Remember on the Chelsea show, do we go for someone young and youthful like Buendia or someone with experience like Perisic? Because remember, it's for a fourth choice winger.
Do you go with Wilfred? Do you go with Zaha, who you know's got the Premier League experience? He knows what to expect. He knows how the tempo is. Would he perform in a bigger team? I.e., playing for a better team is going to get more chances. Or do you go to someone like Prime said, a Perisic that's been there, done it, played at Bayern Munich, come back to Inter Milan, can do a job? Who would you choose, Sophia, out of the two?
I think you're right. I would go for Saha because he has a lot of Premier League experience, whereas kind of German league, Italian league, like you said, those leagues they're a bit more softer. They're not kind of as hardcore as Premier League. So obviously he can hack that, but I don't know if he'll be able to hack the Premier League, especially like you said, he's a bit older as well.
Yeah, and you know what, Benrahma for me, he's the one I wanted actually. You know quite a bit about Benrahma, didn't you, Sophia? In general, like you talk, yeah. So no, he's for me, he's a good player from what I've seen at Brentford. I think him going to West Ham is wasted. Do you agree on that as well? Or
Definitely, yeah. He could have gone to a better team.
I don't know why Chelsea wouldn't go for him. I really still don't get it, and I can't really suss out whether Timo Werner was bought originally as a winger or as a striker because he's just not been played there. So did he not bother looking for a winger because he just thought, well, I've got Timo Werner. If we have a couple of injuries like we are, we can just throw him on the wing. He's done it for like at RB.
Right. Samuel, you have homework to do. Go. Run. Ads, don't laugh because you as well. Go.
Right, anyway. Let's have a look here. Leeds. Oh, what's another one? Leeds. Come on. Had it. I had a nice little comment to bring up then. Jim, we did want him, but focused on trying to get Rice, and then we hope no one would sign him. Do we need Declan Rice, people?
No, you don't. End
No.
of.
Yes and no.
You would say yes. I know I was waiting for it.
No, because the thing of is we do need a CDM as a backup to Kante because of injuries and also to learn from him for 2-3 years time because you do need to plan for when he retires or leaves and stuff like that. Rice, I know he's being touted at 80 mil or whatever it is, but it's probably going to be more like 45 plus add-ons and or a swap deal. I would rather have someone like Rice who he's going to come in, he's going to suit the squad, the chemistry and the ethos, which is all things you need to take into account. Also, Rice would be okay being backup for a few years.
What about this man?
I don't know if buying someone like Partey,
what about this man?
would be.
Right. What about this man?
Calvin Phillips, cool. Here's the thing: that Leeds team, and I rate Calvin Phillips by the way. That Leeds team. How many of them is it just because they play under Bielsa? I don't know if you take some of them away from that team and they'd be just as good. Keep in mind, you're now coming to Chelsea. Any mistakes he does make, because he does make mistakes at Leeds, is going to be amplified and turned to 11. Look at Maguire for Leicester and Man United. He's making the exact same mistakes he made at Leicester, but no one noticed that because it's Leicester.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't watched much of him. I didn't really watch much of the Championship as well when he was over there. But from what I've seen of him in England and over here, he's not. Yeah, he's not the worst option.
Yeah, and I wouldn't complain about Phillips, but again, he's experienced. Experience. He hasn't played Champions League football and stuff like that. But if we got Phillips again, I wouldn't complain. But he will be on the bench. I don't know if he will want to come to Chelsea being on the bench. Keep in mind, he doesn't have any affinity with the club. We know Rice does, and he would be okay being on the bench or being backup for like 2-3 years,
I hear your
learning and
point, Prime. I
growing
hear it.
under a world-class player. Now, if you can give me a better option than Declan Rice, who would be okay sitting and learning on the bench than Kante, cool, go for that. But if not, then Rice is going to be the guy.
Just going back to quickly the Everton game, because we've kind of swiftly off there, haven't we, a little bit? But Prime, in terms of Everton, what are you expecting? And are we going to walk them? Are we going to walk over them? Is it going to be as easy as we think?
No. Well, we'll win the game, but it's not going to be as easy as we think. This morning and last night, I was looking at the Ziyech being out, Callum being out, and Pulisic being touch and go. And I was a bit like, this is going to be annoying. But then today, I saw that they have a lot of injuries as well. So that kind of put a bit of a smile on my face, even though I don't cheer for rivals being injured.
You should be laughing at players getting injured.
I just said I don't laugh at injuries. It's a thing of it'll be a bit. This is now going to level it back in our favor, I guess. But
Are you not worried they're going to step up, Brian?
No, I am. Exactly. This is the point I'm getting to. Ancelotti, he is going to sit and try and hit us on the counter and stuff. And they still have Calvert-Lewin. I think Richarlison is back. They still have, I think James is back as well. They're going to be. He's not back. Cool.
They ain't got Rodriguez and they ain't got Digne. I think they've got Richarlison back. So look,
but they're going to be a bit of a threat as well. So.
Who? Alan? I don't know. That's a good point. I don't know.
Look it up.
Indiana, welcome to the show. This is Sophia. She's our new host on DNA TV. Indiana's one of the boys from the Football Terrace. We've got like a little group thing on WhatsApp that we've sort of built up and become really good friends in that. So yeah,
what friends?
Would you want to say anything on your mind?
Me and Jem are, Brian.
Oh, okay, fine.
Sorry, what are you saying, Jem?
Anything on your mind? Anything you want to say about the Chelsea and Everton game? What do you feel about it? Do you think Chelsea can go and get the job done, or do you think they'll give us problems?
I think they'll give you problems.
Yeah.
I think they will. They shouldn't, but I think they will. I think it's one of those games where you can get a complete sort of like banana skin, if you like.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like you can go, you as a player, you're probably going to look at it and think, no, Digne for me is the best left back. When he's on form, he's the best left back in the league.
Don't stop.
He is when he's on form. Come on, when he's on form, he is Jem. I don't care.
What, better than QB right now?
Yes,
he's better than Robertson.
Yeah, when he's on form, he is. Like I can't even lie.
Do you agree with that one?
Also, I just tagged you guys in it. They'll be without Lucas Digne, Seamus Coleman, Fabian Delph, and James. As of this morning, anyway, that is who they'll be without.
No Delph either.
Yep. So Nkundu will be playing left back.
What do you feel about what they're saying about Digne? Do you think he's better than Chilwell and Robertson on when he's on form?
I personally don't think so.
I agree.
Come on, he is. He is.
I
Trust
don't agree
me,
with it.
he is. I'm a Man United fan. Like, I'll call it as I see it. Like, I'm telling you.
Ricky, what are you moaning about? You should be blaming.
Yeah, but I'm Jem, I have this argument with you lot about how good I feel Zuma is. So, like, I've got no agenda against Chelsea. Like, I'm a Man United fan. Chelsea are not a rival to me. Like, I have Leeds, Arsenal, Man City, and Liverpool. They're my four rivals. Like, I will call it as I see it. To me, Digne, on form, is the best left back in the league, as I see it.
This is what Will says to you. Digne is like Tellers, but a bit better.
Well, does that mean Chilwell's behind Tellers? What's he saying?
Then, we can't really listen to Will because then he goes and says this.
Yeah.
What is wrong with it?
No,
what did he say? Zuma's what?
It's
Zuma's
nothing special.
Do you know what it is with Zuma, right? It's the fact that he, from that first game, he stepped up like massively. You could tell, and I was saying to you, Jem and Prime, from that very first game, he was on it. And he's kept that form all the way through. Like, he will be, if he carries through to the end of the season on that form, for me, he's your player of the season. Because you didn't expect that from him, especially when you've brought in all this talent.
Wouldn't it be Thiago Silva and the fact that how he's sort of rejuvenated the whole defence just by his presence. You get where I'm coming from with it. If he's
you'd expect that from a top player, would you not?
Yeah, I guess so.
He's that certain level anyway. Like all I've heard about Zuma is from Chelsea fans is how he can't stay fit and that he's a flop, really.
No, but like for me, how Zuma's performing this season, I expected it because all he needed was an experienced centre back to settle him down, or
did he need a better goalkeeper, a more commanding keeper?
Well, both that as well.
Sophia, what do you think about it?
I think he needed like a leader, someone to follow.
I agree. I think you get the best out of him. I think you get the best out of Zuma when he's next to a leader, and you saw it earlier in his career next to John Terry. He had his best, I think, best form at Chelsea up till now. So it's a shame because I want him to become that leader and actually show.
I don't think that's his game, Jem.
Yeah, well,
I think you're right. I think you're right. I just feel that he's a bigger loss than Thiago would be.
Ooh.
I think he would be.
Repeat that.
I think you could put a Connor Cody next to Zuma and still have a good Zuma.
Yeah, because Connor Cody's a leader.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Leader.
Yeah, but that's the point I'm making. It doesn't have to be an elite player. It's got as long as it's a leader, someone who's commanding, you'll get a decent performance from Zuma.
Yeah, we saw.
I know you haven't got that, but if you put Lindelof next to. Okay, if you put Lindelof or a Phil Jones, anyone, a lesser player than Thiago next to him, I don't think they all step up.
No.
Whereas I think with Zuma, if you have a leader next to him, he still steps up.
Yeah. That's why when Zuma played with Gary Cahill, he still looked good.
Agreed.
He still looked really good because he was playing Gary Cahill. Yeah, he's not the elite of centre backs, but he's still a leader.
He's commanding.
I don't think I agree with Will on this one. I really wish we signed Ruben Diaz. He's too good. I mean, from what I've seen of him, I've not seen. I don't think he's that good. I mean, Sophia, Ruben Diaz, Man City. Is he?
No, I don't think I've not really seen much. No.
We've conceded less goals than Man City this season, which said something because we conceded 3 against West Brom and Southampton.
Yeah, it's definitely. But going back to the game, Indiana, what do you think the score will be, mate?
Chelsea should floor this side with these players out. This should be like a 3-0 win minimum for me.
Even with our players out as well.
Who have you got out?
Ziyech, Callum, Pulisic is touching goal.
He's always touching. You've got to rule him out anyway, that guy. He's your best attacker, but he's made a butter pastry, man.
No, but
seriously.
Ziyech,
I'm telling you, if the guy farts, he's going to pull a hamstring. That's what's going to happen. Like, don't rely on that guy at all. As much as I love him, I think he's a great player. Rule him out. Get used to Tiny on the left.
But Ziyech is the guy I'm worried about.
This is why I think we need to get a winger. Like, we haven't got enough wingers. And look, I was saying this on the terrace the other day when we was on the Chelsea show. We knew that we needed a winger at the beginning of the season when we were signing the Werners, the Havertz and whatever. But I feel like we've assumed that when Timo Werner's come in, he's just going straight up front. What if we were blinded a little bit and Lampard
I said this to you.
Him bringing him in was him to play off the wing more than as a striker, opposing striker. What if
I said this? That's why he kept Tammy.
I mean, Sophia, you watch a lot of German football. When Timo Werner was playing for RB, was he playing much more off the wing out there for them than more than sort of being sort of up front?
I think he was a bit of both, but generally I thought when we brought him, he would be a striker. But
he always seems to put.
I tell you one thing he does do, Jem. Sorry, when he is up front, he's a bit like Rashford or Martial, where he pulls wide. Like he pulls wide anyway. He likes to get into those channels. I honestly think if Chelsea were looking for a striker, a number 9, they would have bought a real natural number. Like, let's be honest, you're not short of money, are you? Like, you would have bought an elite striker. I don't think they were looking at that. That's why they kept Giroud, they kept Tammy. Honestly, and knowing that, and I don't think Werner was brought in as a winger. I think he was brought in because he can play. They know Pulisic is injury prone. Need a different option up top, and Werner fits that profile perfectly. He can play left wing and he can play up top, but predominantly he will play off the left.
The thing with Timo Werner is his strengths is his movement and his speed.
Yeah.
And I think he can cause so much issues if he just dragged the centre backs around, came to the ball, then sprinted off the ball. Like we saw the last goal at home against Leeds, where he was off the wing, and I think Kovacic played him in, and he was gone. Like they couldn't even touch him; he was gone. Like he should be doing that in a more centralised position, where he can hurt centre backs, because centre backs, a lot of them haven't got the pace as it is anyway. Do you know what I mean? Unless you're going up against a Van Dijk or whatever.
You
know
yourself, Jim.
Huh?
You know yourself when you've played in number 10 as of I.
Yeah.
When you're putting the balls through for that striker, it's about their movement. If they make that move to cut across the back four or the centre back, and they're facing you, and the centre backs are facing you, and your striker is facing goal. If Werner can learn to just find that little channel in between the fullback and the centre back, players, you'll get the best out of your Havertz and Mount, probably more Havertz. That's just where he's got to adapt his game slightly, because that's where, as a 10, that's where you want to pass the ball. That's when you want to slip them in. Because for pace, he's got everyone pretty much. Right?
Oh, yeah. He's. I don't think there's anyone as quick as him, is there? For me, he's just like a Speedy Gonzalez, isn't he? Like he scored a lot of goals in the last 2 seasons, 30 odd goals per season.
Yeah, second behind Lewandowski last season. One of the top scorers in Europe.
The only thing I would say with him is, yes, and I agree with Indiana, he's had chances that he should be tucking away, but the thing that would worry me more, and just the only thing I'd say to that, is that if he wasn't getting them chances, if he wasn't putting himself in them positions to get them chances. With Timo Werner, I feel like, yes, he should be converting them, but if he continues doing that, it's only going to eventually end up being one because of his goal scoring record in the last 2 seasons. He's well talented enough.
I agree with you, Jem. I'm not disagreeing with you, and I've said to you, you won't see the real player until next season. I've said this. Like, I think he's one of those players takes a whole season or most of a season to bed into the Premier League. Where I disagree with Chelsea fans is where they say he should play through the middle so he gets more chances. What people don't understand is that if he gets into the middle and he gets more chances, he's going to miss more chances. Like, the conversion rate will be the same. He gets into those positions from out wide and he's missing sitters. He's not got in tune with the Premier League yet. And I say yet, keyword. But he's not there yet.
But does that not mean then he will score more goals?
Well, the chances created will be the same, will they not?
No, but you said he will miss. But unless I misunderstood, you said he will get more.
Listen, Prime. If you go, it's Friday night. If you went out tonight, right, and you asked 5 girls for their number, and your conversion rate was 1 number, right? You got 1 girl's number. If you went out next Friday and asked 10 girls, you will get 2 girls' numbers. Your conversion rate would be exactly the same. It would be exactly the same. And that is my point. He's inconsistent.
No, I know.
It's not clinical.
My point is he'd be getting more goals. Why the hell do you have to make that analogy?
Because you weren't listening to what I was saying.
And
I'm saying to you, no, because my point is, I think Giroud's got a better conversion rate, and so has Tammy. I think they're going to finish more in the box than he will. This is not like he's your only option up top. Yeah, that's why I say it. He will. To be
honest, I don't think he was bought to play off the left. But again, I don't have a problem with him being playing as a forward instead of playing centrally. But for me, my thing would be, because Tammy, he still has a lot to learn. My thing is, if Giroud was the focal point, that would be more, I guess, effective for Werner, because you saw at Leipzig. Because at Leipzig, he was playing off of, I think his name was Schick, who was essentially a target man. That is essentially kind of what Werner kind of likes to do, which then allows Werner to drift wide and then come back in centrally.
Sophia, do you agree with any of what these guys are saying, or do you disagree with anything that they're saying about Timo Werner? You've probably seen, like I said, a lot more of him than we have over a consistent basis. Would we get more out of him playing through the middle?
I don't think so. No.
Do you know what
I
it is,
think
Jem? You might get
it is
more.
true,
Sorry,
yeah.
you might get more out of him, but you won't get more out of your team.
Okay. Do you agree with that, Sophia?
Are you telling me
I
it's an
think, yeah.
Aubameyang situation?
I think so as well.
Are you telling me it's an Aubameyang situation?
It shouldn't be, should it? No.
No, it's not an Aubameyang situation because he is still scoring goals, and that's.
I know. I'm just taking a dig. It's fine. I get it. I know. I get your point. Don't make another analogy like that, please.
We're gonna wrap up because I didn't know it's 9:10 anyway. Thank you for coming on. Please like, share, subscribe, retweet, do your thing. Appreciate everyone that has been watching today. We've got a couple of new subs today as well going live recently, so we appreciate that. Guys. Thank you very much. Sophia, you're going to be seeing much more of her. This is only a second video of us. We are going to be doing a Chelsea and Everton review show on Sunday. I might not unfortunately be around Saturday to do the watch along, but ads will be around for the Manchester Derby. So look out for that. Shout out your socials, starting with Sophia. Where can they find you?
It says at Sophia CFC _.
Thank you. Indiana.
First XI_TV on Twitter and the first XI on YouTube. Friday Night Fraud Watch tonight, people. 10 o'clock. Gem and Prime are in.
Yeah.
Prime's probably not a topic this week, but we never know. Get involved in the comments. We want to see you in there. And subscribe to this channel and follow these people. What's wrong with you? Freeloading.
Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it.
It's not a topic. Okay.
Prime.
You were last week.
Where can people find you?
Yeah. Adamus Prime. Now it is. Adamus Prime X. That's my Twitter. Follow me. Check me out. Check out my YouTube channel where I sit down and do interviews with people. I did one with Jem last week, just talking about Chelsea and how Frank should get more respect and things like that. Check that one. I also did one with him talking about his him playing football, playing for Beckham's academy, injuries and the likes. Also did one about ads, delving into his personal life, which is quite interesting as well. You should check out. So yeah.
Appreciate it, guys. Appreciate it. Hope everyone has a lovely evening, whatever it is that you may be doing. Always stay safe, as well, because as you know, we're still not through a pandemic. So stay safe, people. Look after yourselves, and we will see you again very, 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 very soon. But now I've got to find out.
On record, I still want the act, not the ghost.